The doorbell rang at precisely 3:17 a.m., jolting Marcus from his restless sleep. He stumbled through the darkened hallway of his modest apartment, rubbing his eyes and wondering who could possibly be visiting at such an ungodly hour. Through the peephole, he saw a tall figure silhouetted against the dim corridor lighting, but something seemed off about their proportions. When Marcus opened the door, his breath caught in his throat. Standing before him was a woman unlike any he had ever seen. Her skin held a faint luminescent quality, like moonlight on water, and her eyes were larger than human eyes should be, colored a deep violet that seemed to hold entire galaxies. Her hair flowed like liquid silver down to her shoulders, and she wore a form-fitting suit that appeared to be made of some advanced material that shifted colors in the hallway light. "Hello, Marcus," she said, her voice carrying an otherworldly melody that made his spine tingle with recognition. "I am Luna. We need to talk." Marcus stared at her, his mind struggling to process what he was seeing. Deep in his memory, something stirred, a fragment of a dream, or perhaps something more substantial. He had been having strange dreams lately, dreams of distant worlds and promises made under alien stars. "I know you," he whispered, though he could not explain how. Luna nodded solemnly. "You do. May I come in? What we must discuss is not meant for the ears of your neighbors." Against his better judgment, Marcus stepped aside and allowed her to enter. She moved with an ethereal grace, her feet barely seeming to touch the floor. In the better lighting of his living room, her alien nature became even more apparent. Her features were hauntingly beautiful, but undeniably non-human, with high cheekbones that curved in ways human bone structure never could, and fingers that were slightly too long. And too elegant. 23 years ago, Luna began, settling onto his couch as if she had done so 1,000 times before. "You were 8 years old. Your family was camping in the mountains of Colorado when your group was attacked by a creature your people would call a bear. Do you remember?" Marcus felt his knees go weak. The memory came flooding back, not the sanitized version his parents had always told him about getting lost in the woods, but the real memory he had convinced himself was just a childhood nightmare. The massive bear, the terror, the certain knowledge that he was about to die. And then, impossibly, salvation had come from the sky. "You saved me?" he breathed. "My people saved you," Luna corrected gently. "I was part of the rescue team, though I was young then by our standards. We were conducting routine observations of your world when we detected your distress. Our laws typically forbid interference in the natural development of primitive species, but sometimes compassion overrides protocol." Marcus sank into his armchair, his mind reeling. "But you were just a child yourself. You looked maybe 10 years old. Time flows differently for my people. What seems like 23 years to you has been far longer for me. I have grown, learned, and eventually joined our diplomatic corps." Luna leaned forward, her violet eyes intense. "But more importantly, do you remember what you promised that day?" The memory crystallized with painful clarity. The young alien girl who had helped carry him to safety, who had spoken to him in perfect English while her people worked to heal his wounds. In his child's gratitude and wonder, he had made a solemn vow. "I promised to help you if you ever needed it," Marcus said slowly. "But I was just a kid. I thought it was all a dream." "Dreams and reality often blur at the boundaries of possibility," Luna replied. "But vows made in innocence carry the strongest power. Your people have a concept you call honor. Mine have something similar, though our word for it has no human equivalent." She stood and moved to his window, gazing out at the city lights below. "Marcus, my people are in grave danger. A hostile species has begun systematic attacks on our outer colonies. They are called the Korth, and they consume entire civilizations to fuel their expansion. Our technology is advanced, but theirs is older and more brutal. We are losing. Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. What does this have to do with me? I'm just a software engineer. I can't fight alien wars. Luna turned back to him, and he saw something in her expression that made his breath catch. Hope mixed with desperate determination. Your species possesses something unique in the galaxy. Most civilizations develop either advanced technology or strong survival instincts, but rarely both. Humans are different. You have retained your predatory adaptability while building sophisticated tools. You are natural strategists and warriors, even when you do not realize it. She reached into her suit and withdrew a small, crystalline device that pulsed with inner light. This contains the sum of our knowledge about the core threat. Military tactics, technological specifications, tactical assessments. We need human perspectives on how to fight an enemy that seems unstoppable. Marcus stared at the device. You want me to help plan a war? I want you to help save 2 civilizations, Luna corrected. If the Quarth defeat us, Earth will be their next target. Your world has perhaps 50 of your years before they arrive. We can give you advance warning, advanced technology, and time to prepare. But first, we need your help to survive long enough to do so. The weight of the moment settled on Marcus, like a physical thing. This was beyond anything he had ever imagined, beyond the scope of his ordinary life. Yet looking at Luna, remembering that terrified 8-year-old boy who had been saved by compassionate strangers from the stars, he felt something shift inside him. What exactly do you need from me? Luna's expression brightened with relief. We need you to come with me. 2. See our worlds, understand our people, and apply human thinking to our tactical problems. Your military leaders would call it serving as an advisor, though the position has no exact human equivalent. Marcus thought of his job, his apartment, his mundane but comfortable life. Then he thought of Earth, defenseless and unaware of the threat approaching from the stars. He thought of Luna's people, who had saved a human child despite their laws against interference. How long would this take? In Earth time, perhaps 3 years. But I can arrange for time dilation fields that will make it seem like days have. Past here, your absence will go unnoticed. Marcus stood and walked to his window, looking out at the sleeping city. Millions of people going about their lives, unaware that their future might depend on the decision of one ordinary man. But then again, perhaps ordinary was exactly what was needed. He turned back to Luna and saw her watching him with patient hope. In her alien features, he recognized something entirely human, the faith that someone would choose to do the right thing when it mattered most. When do we leave? Luna smiled, and for a moment she looked exactly like the young alien girl who had helped save his life all those years ago. Now, if you are ready. Marcus nodded, understanding that his real life was just beginning.